Chapter 221. Mystic Eye Spirit Body. Yes, Father. Lu Bingshuan's eldest son, Luke, stared at the blood dragon fervently. If he could accept this numinous artifacts, he had a high chance of obtaining them. At that time, as long as he transformed into a nascent soul, with the help of this treasure, he would be considered a powerhouse in the cultivation world. He laughed out loud. Elders, it has just transcended its tribulation and is currently weak. Follow me to quickly suppress this demon. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. In the blink of an eye, the few of them arrived in front of the blood-colored dragon and took out their Dharma treasures to attack. The array formation talisman song she had set up had already been destroyed by the heavenly tribulation. Without the blood-colored dragon's protection, he could only rely on himself to counterattack. The blood-colored dragon, which had just transformed into a dragon, hovered on the ground. Its remaining spirituality sensed danger and were angrily staring at Luke and the others with a brutal and bloodthirsty intent. Although its grade was very high and it was a weapon that could only unleash its full power, at the soul transformation realm, it was still a weapon after all. Its combat strength was not strong enough and it could at most fight a nascent soul cultivator. At this moment, Luke and the others were all above the golden core realm, especially Luke, who was a genius of the Sky Demon cult's younger generation. His true combat strength was comparable to a nascent soul realm cultivator. The outcome of the battle would not be beneficial to him. He who understands the times is a wise man. You'd better submit obediently and not force us to damage your spirituality. Luke had a handsome face and his white clothes fluttered in the wind. Cold nomological power circled nearby, making him look like a weakened version of Lu Bingshuan. When Songshi saw his numinous artifacts being attacked, he knew that this singular weapon would definitely not be able to defeat these guys. You're still in the mood to care about this numinous artifact? What a joke. I think you're about to spend all your nomological power just by using this spear numinous artifact. You're still greedy for a second one? Lu Bingshuan's expression was mocking. Soon, you will die under your own greed. He increased his nomological power and used the snake scales as a shield to smash down fiercely, knocking Songshi back with a clang. Songshi stepped into the void and quickly stabilized himself. He smiled mockingly. One golden core's dharmic powers are indeed insufficient. After using the golden spear to attack a few times, it was indeed a numinous artifact. The consumption was more than 10 times that of Dharma treasures. Ordinary golden cores would indeed not be able to withstand it. The problem was that he was not an ordinary golden core. It's good that you know, if you surrender now, it'll give you a quick death. Lu Bingshuan probed, as he did not see any panic on the other party's face. He did not let his guard down. Don't be anxious, since one golden core isn't enough. I'll use a few more. Boom! The air exploded. Songshi's golden dragon spears, aura surge, and more than half of the power of ice was shattered by the spear. Amidst the distorted energy, Lu Bingshuan's dharmic powers were constantly broken through. The layers of ice became like paper paste. He was shocked. You actually cultivated multiple golden cores. It was not that there were no golden core cultivation methods, but basically no one would cultivate them. After all, the goal of a golden core cultivator was to break through this realm. Cultivation resources were tight, and cultivators had limited energy and lifespan. Many people found it difficult to cultivate even one golden core, let alone take the risk to cultivate more. Didn't this fellow just break through not long ago? Not only did he have powerful nomological powers and control numinous artifacts, he even cultivated many golden cores. Instantly, Songshi unleashed more than half of the power of his numinous artifacts. Coupled with his powerful body, he repelled Luke, who had an advantage in cultivation. The intense aftershock spread out, affecting Luke and the others. As they resisted, they looked over in shock. Dad, the deputy sect master, who was halfway into the soul transformation realm, was actually forced back by a golden core. How did he do? The people of Sky Demon cult were dumbfounded. In their eyes, Lu Bingshuan's strength was second only to the mysterious cult master and a few others. To be able to repel him, he should be in existence of the same level. But this was a golden core cultivator, who was the same realm as them. Boom! A deep hole was created in the ground by the power of the golden spear. Lu Bingshuan landed beside him in a sorry state. He stared intently at Songshi, who was burning with 6 suns and golden flames. No wonder he dared to fight me head-on with numinous artifacts. So he has such a deep foundation. This person was already rather powerful with just one golden core. After unleashing 6, with the help of the power of numinous artifacts, he was indeed stronger than ordinary nascent souls. He was not prepared just now, so he was repelled by a single strike. Since that was the case, there was no need for him to hold back. Lu Bingxuan released all the nomological power in his body, and his strength soared. Opposite him, San Shi's fire had an imposing aura. The nomological power in his body surged continuously, and his spear emitted a dazzling light, making him look like the god of war. He looked at Lu Bingxuan, whose aura had increased with his outburst, and muttered in his heart, "This guy was also hiding just now and didn't use his full strength. Looks like it's very difficult to defeat him since he unleashed all his strength." Currently, he was stronger than 6 people at the same level. It was not a problem for him to be comparable to an intermediate or late-stage nascent soul cultivator in a short period of time. The problem was that this guy's strength was still too high. He was above the late-stage nascent soul realm. Let's exhaust him first before killing. San Shi could only use this stupid method, just like forcing the old woman to use her ultimate move, in order to deal with this guy who had a higher cultivation level. What kind of look is that? You actually want to kill me? Lu Bingxuan frowned when he saw San Shi's gaze. He instinctively felt that something was wrong. He thought for a moment and did not hold back anymore. His hair suddenly turned snow-white, and his muscles and bones emitted a brilliant white light. The nomological power in his body was like an iceberg. Blood-robed old ghost, you should have some kind of powerful spirit body. Do you think he didn't? Lu Bingxuan gripped the mystic eye spikes. The white light on his body fused with the numinous artifacts. With a loud bang, his aura reached its peak. Have a taste of the power of the mystic eye spirit body. Space twisted and Lu Bingxuan instantly appeared in front of San Shi. The icicle in his hand bit out like a venomous snake. San Shi brandished his spear and attacked. With a crisp clang, a huge force surged over, causing his wrist to go numb. He realized that Lu Bingxuan seemed to have ice-like skin and jade-like bones. Mysterious and cold runes flowed all over his body. His expression changed. This fellow also has a high-grade spirit body. I have a high-grade great mastery spirit body, but I can only say that it's rare. It's not normal for a golden core like you to have it. It'll bring you back to dig out your secret. Lu Bingxuan, who was leaning against San Shi, smiled sinisterly. He was certain that this blood-robed old ghost had a huge secret. Otherwise, it was impossible for him to have such a foundation. After all, he was also a prodigy and was at the top of his peers. He had an advantage too. Boom! San Shi was sent flying. At this moment, Lu Bingxuan was serious. A portion of the power of heaven and earth was mobilized to suppress San Shi. The surrounding temperature was getting lower and lower. San Shi's strength was constantly being devoured, and his movement speed was slowing down. San Shi sighed. This guy is actually so much stronger than Han Luo. He could smash Han Luo's body with a single slat, but he could not do so against Lu Bingxuan. Under the enhancement of the Dharmic powers, a half-step soul transformation cultivator, San Shi fell into the snow. In the end, because his movements were slow, he was killed by Lu Bingxuan. Looking at the blood-robed old ghost that was pierced and frozen, Lu Bingxuan shattered it with a pawn and waited with narrowed eyes. In the distance, the besieged blood-colored dragon was also at a disadvantage. Its angry roars could not change the disadvantaged situation. Suddenly, with a tragic cry, San Shi appeared out of nowhere and pierced through a golden core elder with his spear. At the same time, he raised his hand and grabbed at the blood-colored dragon. The latter wailed as blood-colored runes circulated. It was unwilling to be put away. Its body quickly shrunk and circled around San Shi, turning into a special Dharma treasure that was both offensive and defensive. Seeing that San Shi was unharmed and his aura was at its peak, Lu Bingxuan's pupils constricted. When he thought of Han Luo's death, he actually felt uneasy. This guy still managed to evade his killing move. He made a prompt decision: retreat. San Shi was stunned. We're not fighting anymore.